morning, Standard 6 English Medium. In chapter 10, last time we were learning about the units for the measurement. Now, what is actually unit? First we have to understand that, and then we will go for the standard unit of measurement. So unit means the unknown quantity with some known quantity. Comparison of an unknown quantity with known quantity. That one is known as the measurement first. This is the measurement. That comparison of unknown quantity with known quantity is known as the measurement. And in measurement, that known quantity or the fixed quantity, known quantity which is a fixed quantity, that is known as unit. Now, unit is written in two parts. Unit is written in two parts. One part is a number. It can be any number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.9, etc. And other part is known as the unit of the measurement. Unit of the measurement. So, suppose now we know that the length generally we use centimeter or meter. So, measurement of a length is divided by 2, like 10 centimeters. So, you can see that this is two parts. 10 is the number and centimeter is the unit of that measurement. So, here we can see that the measurement is expressed in two parts. Measurement is expressed in two parts, like number and unit of that quantity. So, centimeter, if it is centimeter, then 10 centimeter, 9 centimeter. If it is like time, 5 seconds, 9 minutes, etc. So, that measurement is expressed in two parts. Now, we were also talking about the standard units. Why standard unit is required? That also we were discussing in the last session. So generally, in the ancient time, people were very, very good in measurement, because we get some evidences that they were very, very clever about the measurement. But that was not the standardized measurement. It means that, like a cubit, they were using a length cubit. What is a cubit? Cubit is the length from the elbow to the fingertips. Means this is your elbow, this is your fingertips. So they were using this length as a cubit, from elbow to fingertips. So to have the measurement, they were using like that. That is 1 cubit from here to here. They were using cubit, and it is used in the ancient Egypt. In Egypt, they were using cubit as the unit of the length. And then people also use the foot as a unit of length. We already talked about it. Foot means your length of your foot when you make steps one by one. That was foot. And then in ancient India, small length measurement were also used, like anguli, finger. They were using fingers, like 4 fingers, 8 fingers, 10, and so on. Then mutti also. That mutti, how many muttis can be there? So muttis also they were using like that. But now we can understand that these all, and there's one another one is also there. That was yard. Nowadays also people are using one length as a yard. Like they were using like from chest to one hand, when you spread your hand, then from here to here they are using as a yard also. Nowadays also, maybe if you noticed, when you go to buy the garlands at a flower shop, when they make the garlands from the flowers, what do they use? To make one garland length, they don't use the measurements like the measure tape or something. They will do that thing and then take that much long thread to make that garland. That is enough for our. So that is also used in the different parts, still also. But now we know that, as we already talked about it, that everybody's body parts are not of equal length, equal size. When you talk about this cubit, also, if I use my cubit, you will use your cubit, then is that same length? Obviously not. It means that if I will measure that with my cubit, other one will use their cubit, then the length will not be equal. So what is the perfect length then? It means that, as we already talked about it, that we must have the perfect measurement, and for that sake of uniformity, scientists all over the world, they accepted the set of standard units of measurement. Standard units of measurement. Because nowadays you know that our business and everything is internationally, and therefore if I want something in the proper measurement, then it must be same in the whole world. And therefore all the scientists of the world, they decided to accept the standard units of measurement, the whole set of standard units for the measurement of everything, like measurement of the length, measurement of the time, measurement of volume, measurement of area, and so on. Whatever measurement are there, they accepted the set of standard units of measurement, and that is known as International System of Unit. International System of Units, which is, in short, we use it SI unit. We call it SI unit. So this set of the standard units of measurement is known as International System of Units, in which the units for different measurement are accepted internationally. So, for example, if we talk about the length, the SI unit of length is a meter. Meter is divided into 100 equal parts, which we know as centimeter. Now, if you measure 5 centimeter length in India, or you measure that 5 centimeter in America or Russia or anywhere in the world, the 5 centimeter will be exact 5 centimeter everywhere. Why? Because it is accepted as a SI unit. Means anywhere if you go, if you buy the scale from anywhere, any company, they have to follow that same measurement. And therefore, it is known as the SI unit. Means Standard International System of Units. SI unit. So, the SI unit of length, as I told you, is the meter. Meter is the SI unit of the length, and the smaller unit is centimeter, and we know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Similarly, that centimeter also, you know that it is divided into 10 equal parts. When you see a scale, then from 0 to 1, between 0 to 1 also there are 10 equal parts, and each part is known as a millimeter, and 1 millimeter is equal to, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. We know the bigger units also, like kilometer, because distance between two cities cannot be measured in centimeter, because that will be so many centimeter. So they have made the bigger unit also, which is kilometer. So 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters, and so on. So here we can see that all the measurements of the standard units are known as SI units, and the others are the units that is smaller or bigger than the standard unit. So here SI unit of length is meter, and centimeter, millimeter, kilometer, etc. are other units which have the relation between them. So you know the relation, and you have to remember all the relation, because it will be very, very useful in your life. So now we accepted the units, standard units, but now we have to understand that how can we measurement be perfect. Means the length, suppose we take about the measurement of length. So the correct measurement of the length, correct measurement of length, how can we do that exactly correct measurement of length? So nowadays we know that we have very different types of measuring units to find the length. Like we use the meter scale, we use that small scale, you have big scales also. Then if you go to the clothes shop, they have with the metal scale. Then if you go to the tailor shop, they have that measuring tape which can be flexible also. So different type of measuring devices we are using. Now you have to choose a suitable device. Whatever you want to measure the length, you have to use the suitable device. For example, if you want to measure the length of this board or your desk on which we are sitting every day, so that time you can use your small scale or the big scale. But now if you want to measure the length of this whole thing in the room, then what will you use? The scale is not. So there you know that there is a measuring tape also available, big metal or the other one also. We will use that one, and so on. So we have to use a different type of measuring device for the convenient, whatever is convenient for you. Now if you want to measure the waist, you can't use your scale, because scale cannot be bent like that. So that time we have to use that, the tailors use that measuring tape or whatever is there like that. So now, but when we take the measurement of the length, we need to take care of some special things that you have to remember. So we need to take care of following points when we are measuring some length. Then suppose you are using your scale, either the smaller scale or your bigger scale that is available in the market. Now first thing to remember is that place the scale in contact with the object along its length. It means that if you want to I mean measure the length of any object, then what is necessary that you have to take the scale and put it such that it can be exactly with touch, with the contact of the object. Then, for example, it is shown in the figure also here that you have to exactly come in contact with it. Wait a minute, let me take a scale and then I can explain you. So you can see there is a scale here. Now if I want to measure the length or the height or the width, whatever is there, then what will I do? I can't do like that. It must be in contact. I have to put it like that. Exactly. You have to touch it, the length. Then I can mark that I did it with here, and then I can go forward. So whenever we want to measure the length of any object, then we must have to put that one with contact. So if I want to measure, then I can do like that. Then I will mark here that it is 30 centimeter. Then I will go on. Then I will go like that, and so on. So first thing is to remember is that the measuring device must be in contact with the length along its side. And then in some scales, the ends may be broken. Second thing, when ends of scale is broken, means 0 is not on the scale. If it is broken, the 0, here we know that it starts from 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. Suppose this is broken and at the end 0 is not there. Then how will we find the length, perfect length of any device? That time what will we do? Then we will see that which is the first digit that we can read. Either we can read 1 or we can read 2 or we can read 3. Suppose we can start from 3. So now what will we do? From 3 we will start measuring, because 0, 1, 2 are not exactly readable, broken part. So that time also we can measure the perfect length, but you have to be little careful. What you have to do? Suppose I want to measure this line segment here, but I don't have perfect scale because it's have the end is broken. Means 0, 1, 2 are not readable. Then my first number 3 is visible on the scale. So what will I do? I will put that 3 on the first point, and then I will see what is the last. Here I can see that on my scale the last is 19. I start from 3 and it is 19. So it doesn't mean that its length is 19 centimeter, because I didn't start with 0. So in this case I have to subtract 3 from 19. So 19 minus 3 is 16 centimeter. So length of this is 19 minus 3 is equal to 16 centimeter. So whenever the broken scale is there, then you should avoid whatever broken parts are there and start from those parts, from that part which is readable, and then you have to subtract that initial from the last. Then you will find the perfect measurement of the required thing. Then other thing also to remember, that when you want to find the length, place that scale in the straight line, not like the bend line, because otherwise you can't do like that and then that and then that, then you will get the wrong measurement. So you have to be in the straight line so that exact measurement can be noted. Now and the correct position of eye is also very necessary. Correct position of eye means, suppose I am using the scale and I am measuring something, then my eye must be exactly on it. I can't go from the left side, I can't go from the right side like that. It must be exactly to read the, otherwise there will be some less or some more measurement can be read because of the not exactly on the. So I must be exactly over in the horizontal position with the scale so that I can read properly. So that is also here shown in the figure. You can see that. Here you can see that this is the perfect position. So if it is length is here finished, your eye must be exactly on it. Can't be like that or can be like this also. Otherwise we have little wrong measurement can be there. So be perfect. To be perfect, we have to see exactly from the above position, and that is also very important thing. So these 2-3 things that I told you. First, place the scale in contact with. You can't measurement from the far away. So you have to be contact with it. Second thing, if the part is broken, then what we have to do? We have to start from the first perfect number which is visible, and then subtract that number from the your measurement. As I told you, if it is starting from 3 and your measurement is 19, then you have to subtract 3 from 19, and then you will find your perfect measurement. And third, the position, correct position of your eyes on the scale, not from left or right side. Otherwise, there is a chance of little small mistakes. So here you understand that how can we measure the length of any object, and standardized units, and all the scales are standard scales. All the scales are standard scales. So if you buy this scale anywhere in the world and then you can compare them, then the exact measurement will be there, because it is approved by the international system, and therefore it must be exact in all the place around the world. Now as we already talked about it, that in some cases we can't use this scale. Suppose there is a curved line here like this, and I want to find the total length from here to here. Can you use the scale or your small scale that is in your compass box? No. It is inconvenient for that. So that time we can do one thing also. We can use our mind, that we can find out some thread, like long thread like that, and then suppose I will show you some other way. We can take like a thread. This is the wire, but you can take anything here, and then you can start from here. Then you will put it around everywhere, exactly like this, and then you will see that you can now straightly, and then you can use it a scale to find the length. So it is very useful to know that. So when there is a curved line or any curved surfaces you want to measure, then you can't use your scale. So that time you have to use your mind, get a piece of rope or thread or anything, and then put it around it exactly as I show you, and then you can see that it is up to here. Then make it straight, and then you can use your scale to find the measurement. So it is very simple thing that we can do. Similarly, when we go to the tailor shop, we are going to tailor shop, then they want to measure your waist or your shoulder. It is not straight things, and that time they are using that measuring tape which is available for them. So here we can see that there are different type of things are shown in the twin and so on. So next time we will learn about the other types of measurement, about the motion and that also. Thank you very much. If there is any problem, you can write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.